everybody. As usual, having fun with J&J. We are up to stuff, although we're not quite sure what it is because every day is special. That's one way of saying, uh-oh, or we're flying by the seat of our pants. We had a show planned for you. It didn't go the way that we thought it was going to go. But, however, always make lemonade out of your lemons. And we got the best lemonade for you guys today. We
Yeah.
You got Chick-fil-A lemonade?
We made you that special raspberry lemonade that's frosty and cold, and it's so good. And you want it all the time because, we're talking corn dog and raspberry lemonade. There ain't nothing better.
That sounds so sexy.
Yeah.
I'll take your word for it because I'm definitely allergic to raspberries. So you're either trying to make me latte or
we're going to switch. I forgot. We're going to switch to strawberry. Can you do strawberry?
I can do strawberries.
Okay.
People are like, what in heaven's name are the three of you talking about today?
So as you can see, we're out of control and we're having fun.
Oh,
but what we're going to do today.
Gotta stay true. We got to stay true to the show. If not, forget it.
I know. We have to be professional about it. Okay. The corn dog reference is because I'm from Southern California, Santa Monica, and you go to the pier and you get a corn dog and you get a strawberry lemonade, and there's nothing better. When you're in your bikini and you're walking around with a corn dog and a strawberry lemonade, nothing better.
Well, first of all, I wasn't on in no bikini. I ain't got the body for it.
You know what? In Santa Monica, we don't care. We're West Coast, baby.
In Brazil.
California girls.
Okay.
Boys. So,
having worked at Disney World, so this is I could probably tell Disney stories all day and probably get sued for a whole bunch of stuff, but there is a and I have friends that are from the UK, so God bless them, and I'm not trying to offend, but there used to be there's radios everywhere, and there used to be a call. I think they had to stop it because someone heard it. They used to call them beached whales because because the British Isles are not places where you would tan. So when they would come on holiday, they'd be like, "Ooh, Florida sun," and they would typically imbibe a few at the pool bar, and then pass out in the hot Florida sun. And they would look like the red in your shirt, Jenny. And then it would become, and then what they would have to do alpha calls, which is how they would call an ambulance because the beached whale had passed out.
Obviously, they're not into the SoCal vibe.
No.
We don't. You can always tell if they're like from the Midwest when they show up on the beach with socks and flip-flops.
No.
Big no, guys. If you're coming from the Midwest and you're visiting Santa Monica, you're visiting Malibu, you're visiting any of the beaches in Orange County, no socks with your flip-flops. And don't wear shoes either. We don't do shoes. I'm sorry. I don't know if they do that in Florida, Jeanette, but
no, we do that in Florida. People are here with socks and the winter is with socks with the flip-flops and you're good. Yeah.
We don't do no. They can tell you right away that Moondoggy and Gidget were your first day at the rodeo.
Oh my gosh.
I had a bikini this red when I was 17. It was this red and it was that small. Just saying.
Were you that small too?
When I was that small, once. Okay. Now I like pizza too much.
It's not good when you're this and then you wear something like this.
Yeah, no.
And that's when the problem is.
But those days we didn't have all the artificial stuff either.
I'm telling you though, beached whales and Speedos.
All right, let's bring
So
it back.
now that we've gone completely off the rails,
Yes.
we're here today. And what we wanted, well, first of all, we love Michelle because she's a hoot.
Yeah.
And her platform, Spark Up Biz, and
Yes.
our channel, Creative Spirit, we had the most wonderful day of Sparkle Holiday Shopping. I hope some of you got to see it.
Hey, you're seeing it today.
And it's still on. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's still on the channel. You can watch all of our wonderful vendors on there.
But
killing me, Petey. Killing me.
I warmed her up this morning, so
yeah.
I could tell. So what we thought we would do is not what we're going to do. It just depends how far off the track we get. But we wanted to talk about networking because that's what Spark Up is. And
yes.
Crafters, to make it short, Michelle can explain a bit more too about Spark Up Biz, but it's not just for crafters. It's for any small business. Correct, Michelle?
It's for any type of business. It could be for salespeople. It could be for businesses. It could be for smallpreneurs, entrepreneurs, really any type of business. So let's see. How should we explain Spark Up? So Spark Up.
Side up. You want me to show it?
You can if you want, or we can just talk about it. I'm good at talking. I mean, heck, that's how we all became friends. So
we didn't go into the story of how I met Michelle. You know, we always do like Jenny talks, I introduce, and then we just off.
We have lost all control, so we're just gonna wing it.
Yeah.
So basically, I was the third wheel in this relationship. I'm not
long.
It's 3 degrees of separation of Michelle.
Yes.
She's everywhere. She's stuff. She's knows everybody.
No, but I tried. So Jeanette and I met because I got really pissy about groups, basically, which is true. I used to do a ton of business in groups on Facebook and LinkedIn and someplace else, which we won't name.
Right.
But before COVID, and way before COVID hit, and because I live in the woods, y'all, I live in the woods. My closest neighbor is a bear, and it's true. So in order for me to network and for me to grow my business and promote myself, I would go into professional groups in the different organizations. I belong to a BNI, and I got really frustrated with the groups because a lot of them were locking down. Like I couldn't post what I did anymore unless I was giving a kickback to the group owners, or I was going off site and, to their website and paying them like $100 a month membership fee, and my posts would get taken down. And I was very consistent because I have a list for everything. So I'm like, okay, on Mondays I go post here, and on Tuesdays I go post here. So I was very consistent, but I couldn't get anywhere. If you can't share the information of what you do, and then it sort of defeats the purpose. So when that platform that we won't name started groups, I'm like, I'm going to start a group the way I want to start it, way I would want it to be. And so I did, and it was called Boss Babes. It's still called Boss Babes. And Jeanette was one of the, oh my goodness, I'm sorry, I totally had a squirrel moment, but your puppy's in the background, Jeanette. Very cute.
Yeah.
So she joined Boss Babes. Yeah. And we have twice a week networking groups for Boss Babes Networking, and you can find that at bossbabesnetworking.com to this day. So you joined us, and she would show us these clocks. And I'm like, oh my gosh, these are so cool, because I do not have an artistic bone in my body. I don't. So for her to do this, I was like, this is so neat. And the thing about Boss Babes is, when I created it, I wanted it to be an uplifting, positive place where women could come and network and learn from each other and share what they were doing and really build relationships to become referral partners. Because it's I can work with you and you can work with me, but I'm not going to be able to. I wish I could. Hello, that would be great. I'm not going to be able to sign every person I speak to as a client. They may not be a good client for me, but they may know 10 people that would make awesome clients for me. That's what networking is about. It's building those partnerships so that you can get referrals in a lot of ways. So Jeanette, actually you made the Marvin the Martian clock too for Susie Q. There's a woman in our group called Susie Q who loves Marvin the Martian. She made a Marvin the Martian clock. I'm like, oh my gosh, that's so cool. So we would get together in these networking rooms and twice a week. And the regulars, we got to know each other really, really well. And I'm a business consultant and coach as well. And I tend to be a ton of a mama bear. So I want my women to be successful. I want my clients to be successful. And it was really starting to annoy the crap out of me that there weren't more groups or platforms that they could get all the resources they needed to have to network better and to grow their businesses better, because it's expensive to be on all these different platforms. It's expensive to belong to BNI, and BNI is a wonderful, wonderful organization. It's also a really expensive one. And U.S. Chamber of Commerce, you will never hear me say a bad thing about them. They fight for, small businesses and for our rights and things like that. So if you can afford to be a part of one, great. But it can also get really expensive for a small business.
BNI? What's BNI?
BNI is Business Networkers International. So depending on where you are, it can cost you like about $700 to $1,200 just to join the chapter. And then you have monthly dues usually. And then you're also doing one-on-ones with people. So like I spent, and I know several people that belong to highly successful BNI chapters. And I loved the people that I was in my chapter with. So I'm not going to say anything bad, but unfortunately for my line of business, I spent probably about $4,000 over a year and I got 2 leads that paid me $8 a month. So to me, that's not a smart ROI, return on investment. That just wasn't smart for me. And, in my area, it's like $2,000 to join one of the big chambers. And then if I want to go to the networking event, it might be Thursday morning at 7 a.m. Well, if I'm a mama, I gotta get kids out the door. So I'm a really protective. Yeah. I'm a really protective mama bear. And so I wanted something better. And if I can't find something better, I'm going to build it. So,
well, I think too that a lot of, especially women, or actually people, the social structure of businesses, they talk about small business, but small business has many layers or levels. And so some small businesses are still considered like under 100 employees. They're not considered multi-corporations. So when you're talking about people that are starting their business or small entrepreneurs, crafters, which is what we usually deal with, they have nothing. They have no ability to market. They don't understand how marketing really works. They have their product, and when they get put on these platforms, they really are lost because they're going to get gobbled up. Like Etsy, say, let's take Etsy. All the small businesses go to Etsy. Okay. Etsy is really not for small people. It's gotten to the point where the small people, it's like Amazon, you get buried. So Michelle, when she's talking about Spark Up Biz, we would all love to have big companies on our platforms because they bring more people with them. So it gives you more opportunities to network. But the small businesses still need that support so that they can grow into those big businesses. And Spark Up is what offers, again, I've been on those platforms, I've paid, I've gotten really nothing. And they have parameters where you can't do this and you can't do that. Some of them say you can't talk about your business. Okay.
Yeah.
Right. If you're on a platform for business networking that tells you cannot talk about your business,
don't join.
Skedaddle.
No. To me, the purpose of networking is to grow my reach. It's to meet like-minded people, or find services that I might need, or find people that I can provide services to. It's to get my name out there. It's to learn what other people are doing, maybe keep track of the industries that I'm working within. There's multi-pronged, reasons that I network. I network to get my name out there. I look for more solutions. I look for information that can help me grow my business. And, the smallpreneur, the entrepreneur, Jenny, that you're talking about, those small, and I'm going to say micro businesses, because it's probably maybe 10 to 20 people or less.
Yep.
It's becoming more and more common. A lot of them might work with independent contractors for various things to get sales and things like that. Those businesses often are the marketing person, the finance person, the sales director. They're all of that within one or two hats, and sometimes it's within one person. So really getting the most they can out of a platform and choosing the platform is really important. And one of the things that, from the get-go is we wanted to solve all the world's problems on Spark Up Biz when it comes to networking and all of this, because I realized, and I have for years doing various things, that a lot of people start businesses and they don't really even understand how to start a business. Like, I have a friend's daughter who reached out to me and she wanted me to like her Facebook page that she just started because she's going into photography. And I looked at it and I'm like, if I like this, because I know the algorithms on Facebook and I know who watches me on Facebook, if I like this, it may show up in other people's feeds that I'm liking this. And this isn't done yet. And I sent her a message. I'm like, you know what? Either set up a time to meet with me, because I'll help you, but this is not ready to go public yet. I'm like, do you have your EIN? Do you have this? And do you have that? And she's like, what is all this stuff? And you don't know what you don't know a lot of times. So, and people are sometimes afraid to ask. She's like, she and I are going back and forth in Messenger. She's like, I had no idea I needed all of this to do a business. Like, yeah. Well, if you're going to do a business, there are certain things you need an EIN, you need to register it with the state, but you don't know what you don't know. And so Spark Up has an academy that has some of that information, and that academy will continue to grow as Spark Up contributes into it, as contributors contribute into it, which will share knowledge. And like, you can, as a brand new person wanting to figure out, how should I register my business? You can go in and there's a short course there that tells you, the differences between an S Corp and a C Corp and an LLC and a private or a partnership. It spells that out for you pretty quickly and easily. But a lot of people don't know where to go for that information, or they don't know what to ask. So we've got that aspect to it. And then we have groups like, there's this awesome group for crafters on Spark Up Biz. I think you may have heard of it. It's called Having Fun with J&J. Don't know if you've ever heard of it before.
Oh my gosh.
But you can go join groups like yours to, learn how to make a business out of your craft or your art. Or there's other groups in there that are companies that are sharing their information. There's some coaches already that have groups in there. There's a marketing group in there already. And we just soft launched in September. So we're small, but we're grow, because we're built to grow, because we have so many things on the platform that you can't find anyplace else. So, a lot of those platforms you can't, we were talking, and we're not mentioning a specific name on purpose, but there is a platform you can't bring them off-site to your website. Hello. The purpose of going on these platforms is to bring traffic back to your website to share what you do. It's to share in your profile what you do. It's to share with, hey, this is what we're looking for in a referral. These are excellent people to connect me with. Hey, you want to book time with me? Put my booking calendar up or check my social media. So you can do that all in the free membership, okay, with a free profile. And then if you want to up it to be able to attend the academy and go to the webinars and go to the networking events and do those things, then you can up your membership for more features. So, but also,
and it's totally affordable.
Yeah, because that was important to us. Yeah. That was really important to us. So
Jeanette had an experience with the platform that may not be
Mention.
named about about the fees, Jeanette.
Oh yeah, yeah. So we noticed that free wasn't free anymore, and they would limit you so much
Mhm.
that you couldn't do anything. So it would force you to pay so you can get whatever they were giving. Now here's the difference on their second level, between the second level and the third level, because they had 3 levels. We didn't see a difference. Me and the other business partner that we have here, we were at the higher level paying this extraordinary amount. And I'm like, wait a minute. And then I see all the other supposedly ambassadors, they weren't at that level and they were getting the same thing that we had on the second. Oh, wait a minute. So I went ahead and went back to the second level. And then we noticed that we decided to put one of our businesses up there for free just to see what would happen. And it's getting the same traction as, well, darn,
Yeah.
the second level. I'm like, so then I noticed that the second level from being one price increased $20 more. And I'm like, what is going on? So that's what led me to believe that, okay, maybe this is not for me because it's not doing anything anymore. They say everything happens in the season. I met my people that I needed to meet. I did what I needed to do, and now it's time to let it go because it is a waste of money after that.
Yeah. So Matt, who's my business partner with Spark Up, you met him before. We've all had many chats with Matt.
Matt
It was
Rock.
funny because like a year and a half ago, when this was just a glimmer in our eyes, it was the hypothetical, okay, here's the list I want, and here's the list of things I don't want. One of the things was to keep it affordable. He's like, okay, so, and he wants to keep things affordable too, because we both have a servant's heart. And I think that's really what makes us different. Number
It's
one
funny,
is
that's what Danny did with this platform. We wanted the
Yeah.
same thing. Servant's heart, we wanted to keep it affordable for everybody, to
because
come
we've
out.
been there.
Yeah.
We've been there. We understand. And eventually, what you put out there comes back to you 100-fold. And so we have no doubt about the fact that Spark Up is a phenomenal program and a phenomenal platform. So it will grow, especially since I'm pig-headed and stubborn. It will grow. But, we've got to take a look at the fact that, those small businesses, if you have 5 reps that need to network, that can be like if they were to do it on LinkedIn and they all needed Salesforce Navigator, that's like $900 almost for, because they're paying like $90 a month per sales rep to have Salesforce Navigator. So when you're looking at that, you're like, ow. And that's just LinkedIn. So if they're trying to do these other platforms, that can really add up. So we looked at that and we're like, okay. And Matt goes, how affordable do you want this? And I'm like, let's do $20 for the base. He goes, what now? I said, $20. He goes, $29.99. I'm like, no, $20. $24.99. I'm like, no, $20. And he's like, okay, why? I said, this is literally what I answered back to him. He's like, we can do whatever price we want. And he goes, just why are you fixated on the $20? And I'm from upstate New York. So Jeanette and I joke that we're both New Yorkers. But it's expensive. And a Big Mac meal, if you supersize it in New York, I don't eat from McDonald's because I have celiacs, but it's like $20 for a Big Mac meal. So if you have someone who's like, okay, I love you met Chick-fil-A. I wish there was a closer Chick-fil-A. That's why I'm like, oh, I love my lemonade. But just saying, if you're going to a fast food restaurant and you can't order a fast food, meal for like $20, you can afford to network and get on a paid platform for $20 and get a ton of features. So, and the other thing is, a lot of these small businesses, they want to meet like this on video, but they might not want to necessarily pay for it, because that's one more thing to pay for. They can be on Spark Up on a paid membership for $20, network with whoever they want on the platform, and they can meet virtually on the site and they can share their screen. So not all of them need all the bells and whistles of all the video programs. That's included too. And then they want to go to a networking event, and we have a daily networking event Monday through Saturday, unless Jeanette and I speak through the time. But we have a daily networking event Monday through Saturday, and we anticipate as the platform grows to, increase those. Our dream is that we have to have one every hour on the hour from like 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. How awesome would that be? Because that you shouldn't have to work around networking in today's day and age. It should work around your schedule, especially if you're a mom or
I think too that if you have so many appointments to do, and you have them, Jeanette has them, I have them, and you're like, oh my gosh, which one can I attend? Which ones do I want to attend? I've already committed, but I really don't want to go, that type of thing. And then you put it from a crafter's perspective where they've, and small business, they have kids, they have this, they have that. So all of a sudden your week goes, I have 5 meetings, and now it's down to 1 because you had to cancel this one, you had to move this one. If you could get on a platform that is absolutely affordable, but offers you all of this on one felt swoop, right? It's going to make your life easier as a small business person. And keeping it low, people laugh at us all the time, and they say, but then they don't really have the money. It's hard to get people to trust you, right? Yeah. To say, are you kidding me? The big ticket items are all over the internet. We all truly, Jeanette, me, you, that's why we're networking together. We truly want y'all to succeed.
Yeah.
Yes, we want 10,000 people on our platforms. We want people watching our show, but we want you to get out of it twice what you put in, 3 times what you put in. This is, we could charge $1,000 a month. We get all these people that, are already up and coming, but we want everyone who's interested in getting their business going. And so the $20 a month, that's 2 lattes, isn't it? That's not even 2 lattes. That's like 1 latte at Starbucks, right?
With a scone.
Like
with
14, I don't know what they are now. They're like $9 a piece or something. Oh. My husband we went to a restaurant, he ordered like 3 shots of something in his coffee. They charged me $23. I'm like, okay, you're drinking water. You're not drinking those shots of whatever they are.
So I don't drink coffee, thank God, because I would probably be like the Vinny double blah 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 with the
shots. We don't need you on coffee.
I like this without the caffeine. Yeah. So our base membership is $20, but our highest membership is $50, which gives you access to a ton more features as well. But even that, you can pay for itself over time. So yes. You know what? Start off in the free. And if you have the $20 a month, that's great. And then as you grow, increase it. But, we want small businesses to grow. We want businesses to grow. We want people to, everyone's got this dream, this goal that they're trying to get, whether they're a sales rep for a company, whether they're, an independent contractor, whether it's their own business, whether they're working for a big business. We all have goals that we need to meet, and we want to help them meet them. And it was funny because when we first got on, we started talking about, the importance of online networking. And one of the things that we're doing, and Matt is a genius, and he really is. He doesn't give himself enough credit. We've been releasing blogs. We've been doing them for a while now. So you can, at a higher membership level, put a blog out that goes platform wide, and it also, goes onto the platform. So it's public. That part is public facing. Because we want you to come check out why we're a little bit different. But have you checked out, Jeanette, if you could, because this is your studio, pull up the blogs on Spark Up Biz, because the past week we've really stepped it up, and we're gonna because Matt has to teach me how to do these things. So He's been teaching me how to write blogs so that they, the whole SEO thing, and that's all his world. He talks, and once in a while I'm like, what are you, you're speaking a different language. So he's teaching me all of this, but one of the topics, if you scroll down, is like how to, perfect. If you go down a little bit, like this was creating a personal brand that attracts clients. That was today's. And then we had, and then the 10 proven strategies to grow your business without spending money on ads. Hello. That's what I want to do. And then emotional intelligence. So these are all blogs that can teach you something and help you improve. Go down a little bit further. You see there's, oh, wait, that's yours.
That's
and then a little bit further down. And see, 8 essential tips for successful online business networking. So you can always tell it's one of ours because it's always, the post is always the same format. That it's that graphic with our logo next to it. But and it's also listed some webinars that we have coming up because it's the end of 2024 already. And we are doing, this was this past week, but on the first Monday of December, we're repeating the goal planning session. And then the following week, we're going to have one on time management because who's good at time management? We always, no one is good at time management. We always have to improve.
That's why I have her.
Yeah. You know what? It's funny too, Jenny, because I've been teaching time management for decades. And invariably, I get a Jeanette. They're like, oh, yeah, I'm a pro at time management. And they come and they're like, that can help. So you always learn something with us. No matter how perfect you are, Jeanette. And then
Jeanette's going to go and then text me, Jenny, you didn't do this. She's so good.
And then the following week, the third week of December, Matt is going to teach one on increasing your SEO scores. So that is perfect. Yeah. So that's a perfect series to start your 220, get ready for 2025 for the small business. Yeah. See?
So this is really like an amazing platform when we finally kind of hooked up with Michelle and Matt. There's so many things I'm learning, and I'm on the platform. So disclaimer, yes, I am on the platform.
I am too.
I couldn't really talk to you about it if I wasn't, but I'm learning all these new things that they're coming up with. It's a great site. Sign up and tell them at Spark Up Biz that we sent you, because we want to make sure that you guys have a coupon code. We're sending people that know about this.
What you said?
What, Michelle?
Did she freeze?
Did she freeze? Put her back. Maybe there she is.
We made a special coupon code for you.
Ooh, that would be.
Hi.
That would be. We'll take it.
You're like, what is it? Let me. I have to find it. I think it's creative. And you get $10 off your membership for 3 months.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
I like that. We'll put that on the. Yep.
Yeah. So let me just double check that because it's me and I forget my brain some days. But I'm pretty sure that you have your own coupon. Yeah, it's creative, and it's $10 off for the first 3 months of any level membership.
Okay, I'm writing that in there. The reason why we're doing this as well, Jeanette is, she does everything. She's only one person, and she also has her own business. We all have our own businesses as well. And so when we talk about networking, she is on the phone, she's calling people, she's talking to people, she's getting people on the show. She's getting people, we're doing our craftathon. We did our Sparkle Fest, which she booked. And so she's doing all these things, but we want to reach more people. And this is all about networking. So you need to follow what other people are doing. You don't want to follow someone who's not doing anything because they're not doing anything. But when we found Spark Up Biz, we really felt like it was Jeanette's like, wow, these people are like in our lane. So it really, really helps. And this is a great opportunity for just look. I went to a pop-up on my way out of town a couple weeks ago. See these adorable little things?
Oh,
This is from a young lady. She's 12 years old. She made these, and I bought them at the pop-up.
see,
And I
I'm
have her.
jealous of people that can do that.
I have her number. I'm going to try to get her and her mom on the show. This is what you want to encourage. This young lady is standing outside, and she was good. She had her Square and her phone. She could, point of purchase. But you know what? At this point, maybe $20 she can afford to be on with her mom. And every time I cook, I think of her because I use these in my kitchen. But these are some of the people we're talking about.
Yeah. So here's the thing too is, part of education is not only learning what else is out there, it's learning how to improve your skills, learning how to do your marketing, learning how to do your sales. And actually, when you were talking about making phone calls to line people up for the show, I'm like, oh my gosh, I have to introduce Jeanette too. Because that's how network is like, okay, I know someone I need to introduce her to. But it's also learning about what the best products are out there, and that maybe, for example, you mentioned day jobs, and so I own a payment processing company, and you would be amazed at how many people sign up for payment processing who have no idea what they're signing up for. So I actually have courses on the Academy and Spark Up Biz that will teach you what all of those terms are. So when you sign up for payment processing, you're saving yourself the most money as possible. So you can also do that at a higher level. So that academy is going to continue to grow. So, I think it's so important if you're going to choose a platform, and we're growing, we're tiny, and I will be the first to admit that, but we will grow. It's to choose a platform that you can have those real conversations with, that you're not going to get the AI fed bots. And that's one thing about SparkUp that we were very adamant about, is that our API is closed, which for people who don't speak tech like me, I was like, what's that now?
I understood you completely.
Yeah. But Jenny's like, what? Or somebody else is like, what? So an API, when you go into LinkedIn and when you go into Facebook and when you go into some of these platforms and you see all of this content just being dumped, it's being dumped because it can be plugged into things like Constant Contact and, MailChimp, and all these programs, all these CRMs will just dump, AI fed stuff into the feed. So you're not seeing real conversations or what the real people are doing. They're just literally pushing a button and it gets dumped. And they can program that for some of these platforms to dump like 20 to hundreds of articles a day. So when you have all that content and it's just like, holy crap, it's a ton of noise. So we've shut the API down. So when you see a post that is like a sales post that goes up in the feed, guess what? Someone actually had to go in and manually do that. Okay. To start a conversation and get the word about their program, their company, what have you, out there. And a lot of it, it's really funny because we're still tiny, but you see a lot of motivational. You see a lot of questions. You see people sharing what they're doing. You see blog posts going up.
I post on it. I post my.
You post on it. We usually do a question of the week. We ask, hey, is there anything? Actually, it'll probably go up in about an hour. This, like, hey, do you have anything going on this weekend that you want to share? Because maybe the Creative Spirit Channel is having this huge holiday shopping extravaganza, or maybe Creations of the Heart is having a sale on Christmas clocks, or maybe Jeff has got a run on pens this week. I still need to talk to him about his pens. Or maybe Shane has a deal on wine coming in for the holidays. So, you can share that type of thing. And so it's built for all sizes of business, small and big, salespeople, owners, entrepreneurs, small businesses, micro businesses, you name it, size businesses. But we're trying to keep the conversations real.
Yeah.
Because she does
do that. She does do that. Whoever knows it. Every time I went to the group, I always had to have something ready, because she would ask me literally when I would go to Boss Bay, she would go, so what did you do? Hold up, everybody. Jeanette, what did you do this week? And I'm like, Okay, and I was like, on the board, I go, okay, this week I went ahead and made this cloth, you see, and it's like black. There's my logo, and so I made the gear clock, and
Not
she
pretty.
goes, very good. All right, okay, now we can continue. But I mean, all the time without failing. And let me be not ready. See what she would say.
I think that's because you stopped coming for a little while. I know it's because you said you got busy. I'm thinking that it's like I'm scared to show her what I made this week. So yeah, there's a like you're a clack person. Like we have Trinity Alexander there, and she's no longer repping the company that she originally came to us, and she actually had a conversation. Apparently, she still comes to networking because she just launched a YouTube channel. And I told her actually to reach out with you for Jeanette because she's a vocalist, and she's like, we had a conversation where I'm like, you're not interested in doing what you're doing. I said, you have no joy in it. So what do you want to do? And she just looked at me. She's like, what? So now she's pursuing music as a career, and she's changed her major in school and everything. So we love Trinity. So there's certain members of our group who are like, oh, it's Trinity. Trinity's here today. So we tease her a little bit. And we love Jeanette when Jeanette shows up, because she doesn't like us anymore because I keep asking her questions like, oh, what'd you do today?
That is not true. I've been working hard on this channel.
I know. I know.
Anyway.
And then when like Susie Q comes up, I'm like, okay, how's Bama doing? Because she's a Bama football fan. So we get, and that's the cool thing about networking. No matter how big the platform is, you can find a tribe. You find your own tribe, and Boss Babes was our tribe. And we grew.
It still is. It's just a different.
It still is. I still say, you know what? Because I
buy a new house.
Yeah, I see Boss Babes as the original tribe, right. But now Spark Up. It's so funny because we had many of the Boss Babes come and do the alpha and beta test for Spark Up Biz, and one of them came to me and said, "Are we allowed to invite men to this too?" I'm like, yeah. I'm like, why? Because there's this guy on the platform. His name's Matt. And I'm like, well, Matt's my business partner in this. So yes, he's allowed to be on the platform. And yes, this is for men, women, you name it, cute dogs, puppies, whatever. This is for everyone. They're like, oh.
Well, I think that this message today, because we are past our time, but it's Michelle, so we're going to allow it. It's called Empty and Filled. Okay.
Oh.
Yeah, I know, right? When I first started ministering, I wanted to help people. The Lord spoke to me, then said, when you are empty of yourself, so that all you have left within you is the ability to depend on the Holy Spirit. When you have learned that everything you are comes empty vessels. Okay, wait, hold up. I got several. When you have learned everything you are and have come from Him, then I'll send you around the neighbors to fill their empty vessels with life. I have poured into your empty vessel. Arriving at the place of being empty of ourselves is not an easy task, and it's rarely ever a quick one. A deep work must be done in each of us. So basically, we're empty, and when we go and we help people, we get filled. Does that make sense? You're helping people. And I'm going to tell you, I have felt that way plenty of times, and somebody out of nowhere will come and, hey, Jeanette, you know what? I really need your help with something. And I'm like, okay. All of a sudden, my whole mood changes. It's like, oh, wow, what a wonderful day I had. Being empty in the morning because I didn't take the time. Now I try to get empty. I try to get full in the morning by doing my Bible study so I can help more people that need me, so I can go ahead and stay full. Because if we don't stay full with the word, we get empty. It does happen. I have seen it where we're like doing everything, and all of a sudden you get drained and you just crash. And you're wondering what happened. And then you got to get full again. So it's a constant daily battle of getting full.
Well, you know what I think too is when I spend days, and this has been a rough couple of months, I think, for everybody. But when you stay only focused on yourself, and it's a daily thing, you wake up, it's about you all the time. It really is exhausting. And I've always found out that I'll end up going and meeting a client and I end up helping them, and my demeanor completely changes. My problems don't seem so. God always sends me to these people that have problems, and I'm thinking, gosh, I'm really lucky, so it changes your perspective of what's really important and what makes you and happy. And so I know we have to focus on ourselves in certain ways. We have things that we have to do, but when it's a narcissistic kind of thing, when it's only us and it's only about us, is when I think we become unhappy. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it does. It does.
You know, people often ask me, why are you willing to mentor young people? Or why are you willing to help someone learn something? Or why are you willing to help? And there's twofold. One is because I have been blessed in my life with phenomenal mentors over the years, phenomenal leaders that have taught me and led me and nurtured me. Like Marion Stewart was I call her my fairy godmother. That goes back to fairy tale wedding days at Disney. Simon T. Bailey, he is an author now and podcaster. He used to be my boss at Disney. And I can name other people along the journey that I have had that have mentored and taught me and, again, nurtured me. So we're called to pay it forward. We're called to, put that out there as well. So if you've ever had that, to turn it around and help someone else with what you learned and what you've experienced and what you can help other people to accomplish their dreams and accomplish their goals. It's just, we're all called to do that. Yeah. And, as much as Simon taught me, as much as Marion taught me, as much as Bo, who was one of my spiritual mentors at one point in my life, as much as all these people have taught me, my journey is, trust me, unique. I'm the first to admit that. And I've learned lessons, not only that they taught me, but that I've learned from hard knock life and, just going through daily stuff. And to share that just is so, yes, there's totally the risk of sharing too much and emptying, and you need refilling. And whether it be professional, spiritually, or personally, filling up with the Bible, or filling up with your faith walk, or filling up with your tribe, or, your set of friends that can replenish you and get you set again. It's paying that experience forward and that knowledge forward and nurturing other people that I think we find value and we get the most out of.
Right.
At least I do.
No, that's true.
That's a perfect thing to end up on.
Yeah.
I think everybody that's involved, that we're involved with, I think that's all part of what we want to do. Mm-hmm. Yes, we're in business. Yes, we want to have success, but we also understand that doing the good things that we want to do are only going to enhance our business and help others as well. It's amazing how that works.
It is.
So are we done, Jeanette? Do we have to leave?
We got to. We got news to do.
We got news to do.
I have a meeting.
Yeah.
You know what? See, in my head, I just see, what I see?
What?
I see us in a room full of people at a really fab hotel doing a mastermind of amazing things. I'm just saying.
Did you know that's one of my dreams?
I had that dream too.
I just saw this in my head.
It has been my dream, and Matt and I have talked about this.
That
one day we are going to have an annual conference for Spark Up, and we are going to have speakers come in, because a lot of these small businesses, these entrepreneurs, these solo independents don't have the opportunity to go to a conference and walk into a trade show floor and see all of these resources presented to them. And they don't have chances of seeing these, huge speakers that can help educate unless they spend a fortune on them. So that is our dream, is to do that. And we will do that.
As long as I'm one of the speakers so I can preach the word to them, we're good. Because that's my dream.
I see it happening. So
So that is,
it will happen.
and let me tell you, people, Michelle was not scheduled to be on. She hopped on like a trooper. She was last minute because the person that was supposed to be on did not show up. They didn't call or nothing. So I'm like, okay, cool. You know, we were just gonna go on, but and then I said, hey, Jenny said, let's bring Michelle on. I said, oh, that's a great idea. It was with her all morning, on me to tell her, and I'm like, oh, by the way, you got 5 minutes. What?
You and I talked all morning. You did not mention this at once. I actually went and ate lunch, which was huge. And I keep hearing my computer ring. And I'm like, I'll get there when I get there. And then I come back and I'm like, it's Jeanette. Call me right away. It's like, can you hop on in 5 minutes? I'm like, what? I'm like, I'm glad I actually wore clothes today instead of, the beat up PJs and stuff. We all joke that we're professional from the waist up, but we all have that one day a week where like, okay, I'm just throwing on the sweats and so I'm glad I got dressed today. Put the hair, did the makeup. I'm glad I did that today for you.
Oh, see, it was meant to be. All right, Jenny. Thank you, Michelle, for just helping us and being, just there for us.
Sign up for Spark Up Biz. Use the coupon code creative. Get $10 off for 3 months. It's such a deal, guys. You're gonna love it. You really will.
I also want to put one more bug out there because we have a couple things going on before we leave. First of all, for those who say I can't afford $10, you can sign up to be an affiliate partner and you can earn 20% of the commission for the subscriptions for the life of the subscriber. So yes, you can afford it. Number one. And number two, because we want this platform to grow quickly and because I'm nuts. And so is Matt, because he's like, you want to do what now? We're doing. That was a really long. Did I mention that list of things that we wanted and didn't want was really long? I keep adding it to the poor man. He's like, you want what? Like, no, what? What did you? Yeah. My husband's nice.
So funny.
It sounds like Jenny with me. It sounds exactly like Jenny with me. I've learned to keep a notebook handy, and I just write it down. I go, okay.
Yeah. So this crazy one is we're doing 5 for 5,000. So when we reach the 5,000th paid subscriber, we are going to have a drawing of all the members, and someone's going to get a $5,000 check. And then this affiliate partner that brings that person in will get a $5,000 bonus. And then the affiliate partner that has the most paid subscribers at that point will get a $5,000 bonus. And we're going to continue this as we grow. And also, because we're trying to get word out, you can, depending on the number of people you bring in, the base affiliate pay is 20% of that subscription for the life of the subscription. You could earn up to 40% for it. So we're offering this for a limited time. We will grandfather anybody in when we cut that program off, and new affiliates will be at 20% at that point. But that can be some significant money. That's like 40% of $50 is $20. So remember,
that's free access to all that's almost free access to all of the content.
Yeah.
And just that alone is going to help your business, guys.
Yeah. And we give you all the tools, and it's things like you can post on your social media, you get an exclusive URL. We give you a signature that something you can add to your signature that says join me on SparkUp. You can put that on your website. You can put it in your newsletter. So yeah, we try to make it as easy as possible.
Well, I am hyped. So I'm hyped. And when Jenny knows when I'm hyped, I go and I go.
I gotta hold her back.
Yeah.
She's already told me she's getting that 40%. She's like, I will bring people.
She's on it.
I'm already on it. I already got 5 in, man. I'm top 5.
All right. Thank you so much. I may tease you, but thank you for, springing the 10-minute rule on me. But thank you so much for even thinking of me. I appreciate that.
We're like, we need to get her on. We're talking about networking. I'm like, well, get her on. What's the matter with you? We talked last night, and I emailed her, and I said I didn't hear from her, and then she goes, I've been talking to her already. I'm like,
let's find the email. So we're gonna have to talk offline because I didn't see the email, so I don't know.
That's what she told me. She didn't see the email.
I know.
But yeah, we're gonna go ahead and sign off for now. So,
all right, guys. What are we gonna do? Oh, we're gonna
do your commercial and then do the goodbye.
Okay. All right, guys.
Bye.
Thank you so much, Michelle. See y'all later.
Have a great weekend.
Okay, you too.
Bye.
Soundstripe.